Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the Mike Francesa podcast, a part of the Bet Rivers Network, coming to you after game two of the Knicks and the Sixers. A hard fought, back and forth, tough game, but a game that the Knicks now take a commanding 2-0 lead as they hit ready to hit Philadelphia. We'll see what Embiid is going to do in the series. As I told you when the series started, I thought the Knicks would win, like everybody else did. No big deal there. You were a heavy favorite. But the number of games would be dependent on what exactly the Sixers could get out of Embiid. You don't know when he's going to play. You don't know in a game how many minutes he's going to play. You just never know almost moment to moment with him. Despite how good he is, you just don't know minute to minute. And tonight, the Sixers came out with a very good effort. I thought they played very hard. I thought, except for their turnovers, which were very sloppy and were some of them unforced and throwing the ball across the middle and giving the Knicks easy transition baskets. Other than that, I thought they did really well. Maxey, George, Edgecombe did what they had to do. Oubre, I thought, played for him incredibly well. Uh, Off the bench, Barlow, I thought, played well. Grimes played well. Even Bona played well at times. I mean, so they got a good performance. They ran out of gas. I mean, that's what it came down to. The shots that were falling, just look at what their numbers were throughout the game. Look what they were from three in the first quarter. They were red hot. At the half, they were red hot. After three quarters, they were still very representative. And then in the fourth quarter, they went ice cold and wound up only shooting 38% from three. The shots stopped dropping. They only scored 12 points in the fourth quarter. And the Knicks go on to a 108-102 win as they just wear them down. I mean, that was more than anything else. I mean, George, you got off red hot with 11 points in the first quarter, uh, cooled off in the second half. Maxey, who put on a show in the second quarter, uh, cooled off. They all cooled off. And that's what it came down to. And those shots that were falling didn't fall down the stretch. And you know that Brunson's going to make baskets. The other thing that the Knicks got tonight was another terrific performance from OG, who has really been their best player. I mean, Brunson's had some scoring sprees, but day in, day out, OG's been their best player in the playoffs. He's played like an all-pro in the playoffs. The Knicks got a good game out of Bridges. I mean, that's alive, pulse is ticking, heart speeding. A game out of Bridges, 18 points, some good defense, 5 rebounds, some a big basket that put them up 6. Um, Towns in foul trouble. That silly foul he got to start the second quarter was just ridiculous. I mean, to start the third quarter was just ridiculous. His third, especially when he's not playing against anybody offensively, makes no sense to get that kind of cheap foul. But in the 27 minutes he played, he put up 20 points and 10 rebounds. They couldn't handle him, and 7 assists. So his all-around game was very good. Um, Solid game from Brunson, terrific game from OG, terrific game from Bridges, solid game from Towns, and et cetera, and away you go. And the Knicks go on to a hard-fought 102, 108, 102 victory. And you look, Philly scores 33 points in the first quarter. They scored 29 in the second quarter. They scored 28 in the third quarter. They scored 12 points. 12 points in the fourth quarter. And that's what it came down to. The Knicks didn't let him get to the foul line in the fourth quarter. And Philly missed too many foul shots. I mean, for my liking, if I'm Philly, I missed too many foul shots. 21 to 28 is too many. But the turnovers, 18 turnovers in the game. Many of them led to easy baskets. And again, I thought a lot of their guys really gave you a yeoman's effort, a very good effort. I mean, if I was Nurse, who and we send our condolences to him, it's obviously coaching with a very heavy heart. Anyone who's ever lost a brother, and I have, knows the pain of it. And obviously, he was very close to his brother. He's gone back and forth. He's a religious man by nature. So we send our prayers and condolences to him as he has to deal with that through the series. And now we get ready to change scenes. You know, we can go by the old adage that the series doesn't start till somebody loses a home game. But the bottom line is the Knicks are the better team. It doesn't sound like Embiid can dance every dance. And without that, they don't have enough to put a real serious scare into the Knicks, who should advance and now find themselves up 2-zip and have to be happy that the way they're playing overall, the way their core unit is playing defensively, and the fact that Bridges has regained form and returned to the fold and is not floating around in the ether somewhere outside the basketball community of the team. He is now part of it. He is right in the middle of it. And, when you're going to get 18 points out of him, it'll always come on economical shooting. Tonight, 9 for 13 from the floor. See, the one thing about he and OG is when they score, and even Towns, when they score, they usually score a high percentage from the field. OG's shooting insane postseason numbers, insane, from 2 and from 3. Towns tonight, 6 of 8 from the floor, and then they had 7 and 9 from the foul line. Um, and then Bridges, 9 for 13 from the floor, finishing off drives, hitting the jumper, doing the things that you want him to do. He's always going to play solid D. He's going to play smart D. That's the way he is. So the Knicks go on to a very well-earned, hard-fought. You felt confident that the way things were going, that they would be able to answer in the fourth quarter. I think Philly did everything well. I thought Barlow defended Brunson well. I thought that they tried to double team Brunson at times, take the ball out of his hands well. The bottom line is, though, he's going to get in the lane and make shots. He's going to get to the foul line. He did. He gets to the foul line 8 times, makes 7. Towns gets to the foul line 9 times, makes 7. Those are killers, absolute killers. And although the Knicks didn't have a robust game from 3, 7 to 26, Philly's ice cold fourth quarter brought everything back in where the shots just started hitting front rim, got tired. George wound up 7 of 18. He opened red hot. I think he made his first 3 threes. I think they made 7 of 10 frees. Their first 10, they made 7. Oubre made a couple. George had 3. George wound up with 5 for the game, but he wound up 5 for 13. He missed a lot down the stretch. Maxey was 1 for 6 for 3. Edgecombe missed some shots down the stretch. Hey, these guys gave you. I mean, Maxey played 46 minutes. George played 42 minutes. These guys played hard. Oubre played 39 minutes, plays both ends of the floor. These guys played major minutes. They did the best they could do, and they put forth a very good effort, but they fell short, 108, 102. So the Knicks, as we said, find themselves up 2 games to love as the scene shifts to Philadelphia, and who knows? I don't, listen, when you go into these series, you never know what's going to go on with Embiid. That's the story of Embiid's career: brilliance and long absences. I mean, that is his career. I mean, plus with him, you just don't know trip to trip. He gets hit in the knee. Now he's hurt. He's on the sideline and his side hurts, his back hurts, his arm hurt. I mean, he's always something hurts. I mean, that's just the way he is. Uh, no one can take anything away from his gifts. He has great skills, but he also can't stay on the floor. And part of greatness is staying on the floor. That's part of it. Is showing up, is being there. It's plagued some guys and kept them from ultimate greatness. I mean, Bill Walton, I've talked about many times, a favorite of mine. One of the great, if you look at him in terms of overall talent and overall ability to play the center position and every facet of the center position, problem is he never played. His gaps in his career were years long. When he was healthy, he was special. He was all world, but it didn't happen very often once he got to the pros. And it was like a comet across the sky when it happens. Same thing with Embiid. He's never healthy. I mean, the guy is never, ever healthy, and it impacts this team dramatically. But I thought tonight, Nurse had to be very, very happy with what he got out of his team. They did a very good job. And the Knicks responded in a grinded out game. They find out no Mitch Robinson before the game, which impacts them a little bit. They have to play some guys they don't really want to play, but that happens. They withstood all the different runs from Philly. They withstood all the different George getting hot, then Maxey getting hot, and then Oubre making threes and all the different things that happened tonight, and they were able to wear him down, and that's what they did. They wore him down and wore him out in the fourth quarter, winning the fourth quarter by a grand total of, I believe, 19-12, 19-12, uh, and that was enough to give them a 6-point victory. So they went into the third quarter trailing by a point, and they wind up winning by 6 as heavy favorites. But that was the case once Embiid was out of the game. The game went from 6.5-point favorites to 10.5-point favorites for the Knicks. But who cares about that? They're up 2 games to love as they try to move into the Eastern Conference Finals and await the winners of the Cleveland Detroit series. And as I said before that series started, I wasn't on after the game last night. You watch Cleveland, and you think you want to shake them and say, "Hey guys, this is not January 10th. This is not December 15th. This is the playoffs. You guys realize that? Hey, you understand it's the playoffs, right?" You wonder where the combined, concentrated effort is from that team. That team is, we know they have ability, but, and I'm not a Harden guy, never have been. Don't like Harden. Don't want Harden on my team ever. And I think as soon as anybody gets him, they want to get rid of him. But the bottom line is, I just don't get what's up with that team. I really don't. I don't get what's up. They play with this just lackadaisical, almost I don't care style, which is just hard to fathom in the postseason. And it's going to prove costly to the hierarchy there. I don't think there's any question about it because, last year they had such an amazing season and such a terrible postseason. And then this year, they didn't have the same regular season. They had their moments. They win, I don't remember what they won, 52, 53 games, something like that. But they weren't the same team. They had injuries. They had changes, made trades, but something's missing. Something's dramatically missing from that team. Spurs are playing right now in game 2 after losing game 1, so you would expect a huge effort out of them. You saw that Popovich even was brought into the fold to help preparation. I know that doesn't make other people look good, but the bottom line is he's Popovich. I mean, so he's like, it's like bringing Riley into the fold if you're somewhere where he's involved. I mean, no one takes it as a slight. So that's just the way it is. But you would expect a big effort out of the Spurs in game 2. Right now, they just have a 5-point lead in the first quarter. They just got underway there. But the Knicks get the win that they have to get. They get a balanced effort. They get a good performance all the way around. 26 out of Brunson, 24 out of OG, 20 out of Towns in foul plague minutes, 18 out of Bridges, which is a big positive. The bench kicked in here and there. Nothing great, but, kicked in. Clarkson threw in 6 points when he got in the game. The bigs got in there and committed a lot of fouls in short order. But the Knicks did what they had to do when the game was on the line, and now they go to Philly up 2 games to love. So they are in a very, very solid position in this series. Hey, you want to make as fast work of these series. Now, I'm sure Philly's going to have a game here in the next 2. It's going to be a game here where Embiid's going to show up. He's going to get 35 and 15. He's going to foul out the front line. He's going to have one of those games, and you're going to say, wow, this guy's just a monster. And then the next game, he's going to get 2 points and not play. I mean, that's just the way it is. So he's going to have one of those moments. I figure there's going to be a game 5 in this series. But the way it looks right now, that might be it as far as this series goes. And then it's on to the conference finals, and you can start to dream the dream of getting to an NBA finals where, I mean, unless something very unusual happens, Oklahoma City will be awaiting, trying to put another jewel in their crowns. So, I mean, that will be the case. And, hey, all you can do is get there and worry about it when you get there. But right now, the Knicks are in the fast lane. They're in the left lane, and they're cruising right along. They got the top down. They got their sunglasses on, and they're cruising right along towards the NBA Finals. And it doesn't look like they're going to get derailed anytime soon, the way things are going. So Hey, things have a way of changing real quickly in the postseason with injuries and with weird things happening. But right now, things look very, very good. You can pinch yourself on a rare Yankee loss tonight. You know, it's amazing. I said to someone today, I said, they were saying how the Yankees are just unbelievable. I said, yeah, but Evaldi's pitching today. And, there was a guy in the old days, some of you Yankee fans may never heard of him, whose nickname was the Yankee Killer. His name was Frank Larry, and he was known as the Yankee Killer. Well, the guy who seems to be the modern Yankee killer is Evaldi. He just pitches. It seems like he pitches well against the Yankees every time he sees them, and it doesn't matter how hot they are. Tonight, look at the game he pitches. I mean, unbelievable. And you're talking about a team that was red hot. I mean, blazing hot. And he goes out there, and I know Judge hit a home run, but he goes out there and throws 8 innings, 8 innings, gives up 3 hits, strikes out 8 to even his record at 4-4. I mean, he throws 101 pitches. He goes 8 innings. He gives up 3 hits. He gives up 1 run. He gives up the Judge home run in the 6th inning, and he cruises to a matter-of-fact win over the Bombers. I mean, it's amazing. Evaldi just throws it seems like lately just throws his glove out there, and the Yankee bats go cold. I mean, that's Yanks will finish up tomorrow afternoon. I don't know if it's weather is I know it's raining out there now. I don't know if the weather is tomorrow. I know the Mets are playing, tomorrow, I think. Let's see what it says, Thursday. There's rain in the forecast. I don't know what'll happen tomorrow. The Yanks are scheduled to play a day game. There's 85% chance of rain tomorrow, so we'll see what happens there. But the bottom line is they've been red hot. They're 25-12 after the loss this evening. A very, very rare loss of late uh, ends the winning streak. I see I know that Soto homered, hit a bomb in the 1st inning. I mean, how they're playing there is ridiculous. You saw the snow on the field. You saw they got the snow off the field. They said the game time temperature was going to be like 38 degrees. At least it wasn't that windy, but like 38 degrees. I mean, crazy. That's not baseball weather. And I'll tell you this, since they started the season in March, and I've been obviously laid up for a couple of weeks, obviously, convalescing here with my knee. Um, so I've watched everything. The weather for the baseball has just been awful. And let's be honest. I talked to the guy who plants my flowers here at the house, and he says, we don't plant till after Mother's Day. We don't plant the summer flowers till after Mother's Day because we don't trust it. We could get cold snap anytime until Mother's Day. Now, Mother's Day is Sunday. Second week in May, you expect after that the weather is going to be warm. But let's be honest. Next thing you'll do is flip the switch and it'll be 82 degrees every day. There's no spring. We have no spring. March stinks. April stinks. It's as warm in February as it is in April. The weather's dreadful here until the second week in May, and then the weather will be beautiful the rest of the way. So it'll make a turn sometime probably after this weekend, which is Mother's Day coming up. But the weather, it's so hard to play baseball in that weather. Baseball's a game you want to play in 85 degrees. It's just what it is. It's a summer game. It's not made for these terrible conditions. I know they want to spread the season out. I understand what they're trying to do, but it just makes for so many terrible starts and so many really, I think it plays a big role. I really do in injuries and in everything else. I really do. And the weather has just not been good. And then you watch with them playing in Colorado and you see snow on the ground and you're like, it's crazy. It's May and the snow on the ground. Well, that's the way Denver is, but just crazy. And, I know we all have a soft spot for the Phillies with Mattingly as manager, but they just continue, won again today, as they continue to roll along for Donnie Baseball. So you talk about what impact you can get. No one's blaming the manager. We know he was a good manager. He proved he was a good manager. He's a good man. He's a good baseball man. He handled everything terrifically. He's proved he can win there. It's on the players, it's not on him, but Sometimes a change. Now I understand they got people back too, and they got Wheeler back and stuff like that, but sometimes a change just makes a big difference. And here, look at what's gone on since he's taken over as manager. They're right back. They're right back in it. I mean, now Atlanta's got themselves a nice start, no question about it. But Philly's in second place now. They were in last place. They were behind the Mets. They now are in second place. They still have games to make up. Yeah, they're 8 back in the loss column because Atlanta's 26-12 with the best record in baseball. I understand that. But Philly now is only 3 games under 500. They've won 4 in a row. They've won 8 of their last 10. They've done an incredible job, and, I look every day to see if they won just because of Donnie being there more than anything else. So sometimes sometimes it just does jumpstart a team. We'll see. As for the Mets, we'll see how that unfolds with the days and weeks come. Next week will be an interesting week. Hopefully the weather's okay as the Mets come home and take on the Tigers, and we know what's going on with their star pitcher, and then the Yankees. And there are always different themes. Well, this year the theme is very easy. The Yankees come in, and unless something strange happens between then and now and then, and it's only a week, which is unlikely. The Yankees are going to come in playing very, very good, top-heavy, winning baseball, and the Mets are going to have something to prove. And that series is going to be an incredible opportunity for the Met fans, for the Mets, for the Met fans, for the Mets to energize their franchise in front of the fans. To turn around and win that series against the Yankees would be such a big deal for the Mets right now. Does it mean anything to the Yankees? No, it doesn't. They're riding high. They're in first place. They're playing great. They're hitting a million home runs. We know it. But it's always the thing about the Subway Series is, and I love it. And Citi Field's been empty. It will be full those 3 days, and that's why that thing is always the best because it will fill the ballpark no matter what. And it always takes on a theme based on what this season presents. And for this year, it's not, hey, we're on equal footing or we're both trying to get to the same place. It's now we have to prove we can play against them. We can't let them come in here and smack us all over the ballpark, shut us down offensively, smack home runs all over the ballpark, and make us look like fools. It's a grand opportunity for the Mets. Looking ahead, a grand opportunity for the Mets. And that will come your way next weekend as the Yankees will invade after the Tigers. So the Mets, one more day in Colorado. Right now they lead. I think they still lead 1-0. Last I saw, they will play tomorrow in the afternoon, so they should be able to get that game in, I would think. Then, as the Yankees, Mets will be in Arizona this weekend. The Yankees will be in Milwaukee, and then the Mets will come home, take on the Tigers, and get ready for the big Bombers on the weekend. And like I said, that should be a lot of fun starting on Friday night. Saturday is, let me see if it's a day or a night game. It is a night game, 7:15, and then of course a Sunday afternoon game. So Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday, the 15th, 16th, and 17th at Citi Field, and that will be a grand opportunity for the Mets to prove something, not just to themselves, but to the city and to their fan base. Give their fan base a reason to believe. play okay going into those games, play winning baseball by the numbers going into those games, and then have a big weekend against the mighty Bronx Bombers, who was shut down tonight by a familiar face, at least for one night. So the Knicks up 2-zip as the scene changes. I would think Embiid would play game 3, but who the heck knows? I mean, minute by minute with him. But they're up 2-zip halfway home. We'll see you later.